Imagine you are sitting alone in a quiet room. The world outside is busy, cars rushing by, people talking, phones buzzing. But in this moment, it's just you and your thoughts. Suddenly, a question crosses your mind. Why does life feel so heavy sometimes? You think about the stress of work, the pressure to meet expectations, and the endless cycle of worrying about things beyond your control. You wonder why happiness seems so temporary, like sand slipping through your fingers. No matter how much you achieve or how hard you try, something always feels missing. Now, picture this. What if there was a way to live without the constant weight? What if you could let go of the need to control everything, and instead, find peace in the present moment? Imagine waking up each day with a calm mind, free from the fear of what might go wrong. Here's a simple example. Think of holding a glass of water. At first, it feels light. But if you hold it for hours, your arm begins to ache. The weight doesn't change. The longer you hold on, the heavier it feels. Life's worries are the same. Holding on to them only makes them heavier. But the moment you put the glass down, the pain disappears. Welcome to Wisdom Woven. On this channel, we share timeless Buddhist teachings that can help you put down the weight of your worries and discover true peace. There are so many views on this channel, but only 0.2% subscribe. So please, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to drop down your thoughts in the comments. In Buddhism, true wisdom begins when you stop fighting against life and start understanding it. Imagine looking at a river. You don't try to control its flow, you simply watch as it moves naturally. In the same way, learning to accept life as it is can bring a deep sense of freedom. Many people believe happiness comes from getting what they want. But Buddhism teaches that happiness comes from letting go of what you don't need. When you stop chasing after things that don't truly matter, you create space for peace to enter your life. As you continue watching, you'll discover 10 powerful teachings that can change the way you see the world. Each one will show you how to break free from stress, fear, and negativity. So stay with us, because the journey is just beginning. The art of letting go, freedom from attachment. Listen closely. Imagine your hands are full, clutching stones, heavy and rough. You hold them tightly, fearing that letting go will leave you with nothing. But the longer you hold on, the more your hands ache. The weight does not change, only your struggle makes it heavier. Now, open your hands. Let the stones fall. Feel the relief, the lightness. This is the art of letting go. Many people carry invisible stones, worries, desires, memories of the past, and fears of the future. They hold on because they believe these things define them. But holding on only brings suffering. Imagine carrying a heavy bag wherever you go. Would you not feel tired? Yet, when you set the bag down, the world feels lighter. This is freedom, the freedom that comes when you release what no longer serves you. Letting go does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop clinging. Picture a bird resting on your hand. If you grasp it tightly, you cause harm to the bird and to yourself. But if you hold it gently and allow it to fly away, both you and the bird are free. This is the wisdom of non-attachment. Many seek happiness by collecting things, wealth, status, approval from others. But the more they collect, the more they fear losing what they have. Imagine building a sandcastle by the sea. No matter how high you build, the tide will come and wash it away. If you cry when the castle falls, you suffer. But if you enjoy building, knowing the waves will come, you are free. This is the heart of letting go, finding joy in the moment without clinging to what must pass. Even thoughts and emotions can become attachments. Anger, sadness, even joy. If you cling to them, they weigh you down. Imagine a cloud passing through the sky. You do not chase the cloud or try to hold it. You simply watch as it drifts away. Treat your thoughts and feelings the same. Let them come and go. Do not grasp them. Do not push them away. Simply observe, and you will find peace. Some may ask, if I let go, will I have nothing? But letting go is not about having nothing. It is about having space. Imagine a cup filled with muddy water. If you keep adding more water, the mud will remain. But if you pour out the mud and wait, clear water will fill the cup. By releasing what weighs you down, you create space for peace, love, and wisdom. Consider a tree in autumn. It does not cling to its leaves, though they are beautiful. It lets them fall, knowing that new leaves will come in spring. In the same way, life is a cycle of holding and releasing. Trust that when you let go, something new will take its place. Relationships also teach us the art of letting go. Imagine holding someone's hand. If you squeeze too tightly, you cause pain. But if you hold with care and allow them to move freely, your bond remains strong. Love does not mean possession. True love is like the sun. It shines freely, asking nothing in return. Letting go of expectations brings great freedom. Imagine waiting for a flower to bloom. If you grow impatient and pull at the petals, you harm the flower. But if you wait patiently, the flower opens in its own time. Life unfolds in the same way. When you release the need for control, you allow life to blossom naturally. Fear is another stone we carry: fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. But fear is like a shadow. It seems large when you face away from the light. Turn toward the light, and the shadow disappears. When you let go of fear, you step into freedom. Some attachments are harder to release: memories of the past, dreams that did not come true. Imagine holding a rope tied to a heavy stone. The longer you hold on, the more your hands burn. But when you release the rope, the pain fades. Letting go does not erase the past. It frees you to move forward without its weight. Even the desire for perfection can become an attachment. Imagine painting a picture. If you strive for perfection, you may never finish. But if you paint with joy, accepting each stroke as it is, your art will reflect the beauty of the moment. Life is the same, imperfect, yet perfect in its imperfection. Letting go does not happen all at once. It is a practice, like learning to walk. At first, you may stumble, but with each step, you grow stronger. Be patient with yourself. Trust that with time, the weight will become lighter. Remember, freedom is not found by adding more to your life. It is found by removing what no longer belongs. Each stone you release brings you closer to peace. And when your hands are empty, they are free to hold the beauty of the present moment. So, I ask you, what stones are you holding? What can you release today? Let go, and feel the freedom that follows. The path is clear. All you need is the courage to open your hands. Mastering the mind, the path to inner peace. Sit down. Let your shoulders relax. Let the world outside fade for a moment. Listen carefully. The mind is like a restless bird, always moving, always searching. But true peace begins when you learn to calm this restless flight. This is the path to mastering the mind. Imagine standing by a still pond. If you throw a stone into the water, ripples spread across the surface, disturbing the reflection. The mind is the same. Every thought is a stone, each worry, each fear, each desire sends ripples through your peace. But when the water is still, it reflects the world perfectly. When the mind is calm, you see life as it truly is. Do not believe that peace comes from controlling every thought. No. The more you fight your mind, the louder it becomes. Instead, learn to watch your thoughts as you would watch clouds drifting through the sky. Some are dark, some are light, but none stay forever. A thought arises. What if I fail? Let it come. Do not push it away. Watch it pass, like a leaf floating down a river. Another thought appears. I am not enough. Watch it too, without holding on. When you stop clinging to each thought, they lose their power over you. The mind loves to wander, to the past, to the future. But peace lives only in this moment. Right here. Right now. The breath is your anchor. Feel it moving in and out. Each breath is a reminder. You are alive. You are here. Perhaps you think, my mind is too noisy. I cannot find peace. But listen, peace is not the absence of noise. It is the space within the noise. Even in a crowded room, you can find stillness within yourself. Close your eyes. Listen not to the world, but to the silence beneath it. The mind will resist. It will say, this is too hard. I cannot do it. Smile gently at this thought. Let it pass. Each time you return to the present moment, you take one step closer to freedom. Do not seek to empty the mind. Instead, learn to hold your thoughts lightly, like holding a butterfly in your hand. No need to trap it. No need to chase it away. Simply watch as it rests, then flies on. When anger arises, do not judge yourself. When fear appears, do not push it away. All thoughts are visitors. Welcome them kindly, then let them go. This is the secret to peace, to allow what comes, and to let it leave. There is a story of a young monk who came to his teacher and said, Master, my mind will not be still. How can I find peace? The teacher smiled and replied, Hold this cup of tea without spilling a drop. The young monk tried to walk, but his focus on not spilling made him anxious, and the tea spilled. The teacher said, Peace is not holding tightly to avoid mistakes. Peace is walking with ease, knowing that a few drops may fall. So do not fear your thoughts. Do not cling to perfection. The mind will wander, that is its nature. Your task is to bring it back, gently, again and again. Each return is a step toward mastery. Understand this, you are not your thoughts. A storm may pass through the sky, but the sky is never harmed. Your true self is the sky vast, clear and untouched. Thoughts are only clouds passing through. Practice each day. When worry appears, notice it. When anger arises, feel it. Then, like a leaf on the wind, let it drift away. With time, your mind will become like that still pond, reflecting life with clarity and peace. Now, take a breath. Feel the air fill your lungs. Let it go. In this breath, there is peace. In this moment, there is freedom. This is the path to mastering the mind. Compassion is strength transforming relationships. Oh, so you wish to understand compassion. Good. Come, sit with me for a while. Imagine two stones in a river. One is sharp, jagged. The other is smooth, gentle to the touch. Both have faced the same water, the same flow of time. Yet, the smooth stone did not resist. It softened, little by little. Compassion is like that. It is not weakness. No, it is the strength to remain kind, even when the world is harsh. Many think strength is about power, about standing firm and never bending. But true strength is found in the heart that can bend without breaking. To meet anger with calm. To meet cruelty with understanding. This is the power that transforms relationships. Perhaps you wonder, but what if others take advantage of my kindness? That is a common fear. Yet, compassion is not about letting others walk over you. No, it is about seeing their pain, their confusion, and responding not with more pain, but with wisdom. It takes great strength to remain gentle when faced with anger. But this strength does not go unnoticed. Slowly, it melts even the hardest hearts. Think of a candle in a dark room. The candle does not fight the darkness. It simply shines, and in doing so, the darkness fades. Your compassion is that light. When you show kindness, patience, and understanding, you change not only the other person, but yourself. But I see. You may ask, how do I show compassion when my own heart is heavy? Yes, this is important. Listen carefully. Compassion for others begins with compassion for yourself. If you carry anger or sadness within, how can you offer peace to others? It is like trying to give water from an empty cup. So first, be kind to yourself. Forgive your mistakes. Speak to yourself as you would to a dear friend. Only then will your heart have the strength to offer compassion to others. Now, think of someone who has hurt you. Perhaps their words were sharp, their actions unfair. It is natural to feel anger, yes. But holding on to that anger is like holding a hot coal. It burns only you. Compassion does not mean you accept their wrongdoing. No, it means you choose not to carry the weight of resentment. You see their actions as a reflection of their inner suffering, and you let go. In this letting go, you free yourself. But compassion is not only for those who hurt you. No, it is also for those closest to you. Sometimes, we forget to show kindness to those we see every day. A gentle word. A moment of patience. A small act of love. These things may seem small, but they have great power. Relationships are like gardens. Without care, they wither. But with compassion, they flourish. Now, what are those who do not return your kindness? Should you stop? No. True compassion is given freely, without expectation. If you give only to receive, that is not compassion, that is a bargain. But when you offer kindness simply because your heart is full, you find peace, no matter how others respond. And remember this, compassion is not always soft. Sometimes, true kindness means speaking the truth, even when it is difficult. But it must be spoken with love, not anger. Like the sun that warms the earth, not the fire that burns it. You see, the world is full of people carrying invisible burdens. A harsh word may push them deeper into their pain. But a kind word, a gentle smile, these small acts can lift a heavy heart. And when you lighten another's burden, you lighten your own. Yes, compassion is strength. Not the strength of force, but the strength of understanding. It is the courage to see the world through another's eyes, to feel their joy, their sorrow, and respond with love. This strength transforms not only relationships but the world itself. But remember, compassion is a practice. You must choose it again and again. Some days, it will be easy. Other days, it will feel impossible. But with each choice, your heart grows stronger, like a tree whose roots grow deeper with every storm. So, as you go through life, be the smooth stone. Let the river of life shape you into someone who brings peace wherever they go. And know this, in showing compassion to others, you discover the greatest strength of all, the strength of a heart at peace. So you seek to live with purpose, to find meaning in this world of endless noise. Come, sit with me for a while. Let us talk. Life moves quickly, does it not? One day slips into the next. You wake, you work, you sleep, then repeat. Days turn into years. And somewhere along the way, you wonder, why am I here? This question touches every heart, though few dare to ask it out loud. But you have asked. That is good. Asking is the first step. Now, let us look for the answer, not in distant places, but within your own heart. Purpose is not something you must chase. It is not found at the top of a mountain or hidden in the future. No, purpose is woven into each moment of your life. It is here, now, waiting to be seen. Think of a tree. Does it question its purpose? No. It stands tall, offering shade to those who pass by. Its roots hold the earth together. Its branches cradle birds. Its leaves breathe life into the air. The tree fulfills its purpose simply by being what it is. In you are no different. But the mind is restless. It whispers, I must achieve more. I must prove my worth. This is where suffering begins. You tie your purpose to success, approval, or wealth. And when these things slip away, as they often do, you feel lost. Let go of this chase. Your purpose is not a prize to win. It is a gift to uncover, and it is always within reach. How? By bringing your full heart to whatever you do. Whether you are helping a stranger, listening to a friend, or simply breathing in the morning air, each moment holds meaning when you are fully present. Do not wait for grand achievements. True purpose is found in the small acts of daily life. A kind word, a patient smile, the warmth of your hand resting on another's shoulder. These moments may seem small, but their impact is great. Yet, some days, you may still wonder, am I enough? When this thought arises, pause. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Listen to the breath moving in and out of your body. In this moment, you are alive. And that is enough. But remember, living with purpose does not mean living without effort. No. It means aligning your actions with your deepest values. If kindness is your value, then let your words and deeds reflect that kindness. If honesty is your value, then speak the truth, even when it is difficult. This alignment is where true meaning is found. When your heart, mind, and actions move as one, life feels whole. Still, there may be days when the path feels unclear. Do not fear these moments. Even the river does not see its final destination. Yet, it flows onward, trusting the way. Trust that your path will reveal itself as you walk it. And if you ever feel lost, return to this simple truth. Your purpose is to bring light to the world in your own unique way. Whether through your work, your relationships, or the quiet presence you offer to those around you, this is your gift. But do not confuse purpose with perfection. You will stumble. You will fall. This is part of the journey. Each mistake is a lesson, guiding you closer to your true self. When doubt arises, do not push it away. Sit with it. Listen to what it has to say. Often, doubt is not a sign that you have lost your way. It is a reminder to look deeper. And as you move through life, remember this. Purpose is not a destination. It is a way of being. You do not need to wait for the perfect moment to begin living with purpose. The moment is always now. So take a breath. Feel the life within you. And know this. You are exactly where you need to be. This is the path of purpose. Walk it with an open heart, and you will discover more meaning than you ever thought possible. The power of now, embracing present moment awareness. You are here. Good. Now, listen carefully. Do you hear it? The soft hum of the world around you. Perhaps the distant sound of birds, the faint rustle of leaves, or the quiet hum of your own breath. This very moment, is all that exists. Yet, so many minds wander far from here, trapped in the past or racing toward the future. Why do we do this? Why do we cling to moments that are gone and chase after those that have yet to come? The mind is restless, always searching, always wanting more. But peace is found only here, in the now. Let me tell you a simple truth. The past is a memory. The future is a dream. Neither can touch you. Yet, how often do you suffer because of them? You replay old mistakes, relive painful moments, or worry about what might go wrong tomorrow. Each thought pulls you away from the only place where life truly happens, this moment, right now. Imagine holding a heavy bag of stones. Each stone is a thought from the past or a fear of the future. You carry them everywhere, so heavy, so tiring. But what if you could set the bag down? Feel that thought. The weight gone. Your hands free. This is the power of now. To live in the present is not to forget the past or ignore the future. It is simply to see them for what they are, shadows and possibilities, nothing more. The present is real. It is where your heart beats, where your breath flows, where your life unfolds. When you are fully present, even the simplest moment becomes rich with meaning. Think of the last time you truly tasted your food, the sweetness of a ripe fruit, the warmth of freshly baked bread. Or the last time you listened, not just heard. but truly listened to a friend's words. In those moments, your mind was still. You were not thinking of yesterday or tomorrow. You were here, and in that presence, there was peace. Some people say, but I cannot stop my thoughts. They come whether I want them or not. Yes, thoughts will come. They are like clouds passing through the sky. But you are not the clouds, you are the sky itself. Watch the thoughts pass by, but do not chase them. Simply notice them, and let them go. When you feel anxious or overwhelmed, pause. Take a slow breath. Feel the air fill your lungs. Notice the ground beneath your feet. Listen to the sounds around you. This simple act brings you back to the present, back to where life is happening. In this moment, there is no fear, no regret, just the steady rhythm of life flowing through you. Some may ask, but what about my dreams, my goals? If I live only in the present, will I not lose my ambition? To live in the now does not mean you stop moving forward. It means you take each step fully without rushing toward the next. Imagine climbing a mountain. If your mind is fixed only on reaching the top, you miss the beauty of each step, the feel of the earth beneath your feet, the fresh air on your face, the sound of leaves whispering in the breeze. But if you walk with awareness, each step becomes a joy. And when you reach the top, the view is all the more breathtaking. Life is not waiting for you in some distant future. It is here, in this breath, in this heartbeat, in the warmth of the sun on your skin. When you truly live in the present, the world seems to slow down. Colors appear brighter. Sounds become clearer. Each moment feels complete. Do not wait for the perfect moment to begin living. The perfect moment is now. This breath, this heartbeat, this is life. And when you embrace it fully, without clinging or resisting, you discover a peace that cannot be shaken. So, the next time your mind begins to wander, when worries pull you into tomorrow or regrets drag you back to yesterday, pause. Take a breath. Feel the present moment wrap around you like a warm blanket. And remember, this is all you need. This is where peace lives. This is the power of now. Now, go. Step into this moment with open eyes and an open heart. And see how the world begins to change, not because the world is different, but because you are fully here to witness its beauty. Overcoming suffering, the key to lasting happiness. Suffering. It touches every life, doesn't it? You felt it before, the ache of disappointment, the sting of loss, the weight of worry pressing on your chest. Some days, it feels like a shadow that won't leave your side. But listen closely, because there is a way through it. Do not turn away from suffering. Do not fear it. Instead, look at it, gently, with open eyes. See it as a teacher, not an enemy. When you stop running from pain, something remarkable happens. It begins to lose its power over you. You might wonder, why do we suffer? The answer is simple, yet profound. We suffer because we resist life as it is. We cling to what we want and reject what we don't. Imagine holding a rope that's being pulled from the other end. The tighter you hold on, the more it burns your hands. But if you let go, the pain disappears. It is not life itself that causes suffering. It is our attachment to how we think life should be. You see, the world does not bend to our wishes. People change, moments pass, and things we love are sometimes taken away. But this is not a reason to despair. It is simply the nature of life, ever-changing, always moving. When you accept this truth, a door opens within you. Behind that door is freedom, the freedom to live without fear of what might happen next. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm. The wind howls, the rain pours, yet you stand still, untouched. This is the power of letting go. But how do you do this? Begin by observing your thoughts. Notice how often they resist what is happening. When something goes wrong, the mind shouts, "This shouldn't be happening." But what if, instead, you whispered, "This is what life is giving me right now"? Feel the difference. One creates tension, the other brings peace. Suffering also arises when we dwell on the past or worry about the future. The mind drifts to old mistakes, lost opportunities, and moments of regret. Or it leaps ahead, imagining problems that may never come. But happiness is found only in the present moment. Right here, right now, there is no sorrow, only the simple beauty of being alive. Think of a river flowing through the mountains. It does not cling to the rocks or resist the bends in its path. It simply flows, always forward, always free. Your life is like that river. The more you resist, the harder the journey feels. But when you let go of the need to control every twist and turn, life begins to flow with ease. This does not mean you will never feel pain again. Pain is a natural part of being human. But suffering is optional. It arises when we fight against pain, when we say, "This shouldn't be happening to me." Instead, try saying, "This is part of my path." Notice how those words soften the edges of your sorrow. Compassion is another key to overcoming suffering. When your heart opens to the pain of others, your own pain begins to feel lighter. You see that suffering is not a punishment. It is a thread that connects us all. In this shared experience, there is a deep and unspoken understanding. Think of a candle lighting another candle. The first flame does not grow smaller. It only spreads more light. In the same way, offering kindness to others does not take away from you. It only brings more warmth into your own heart. And in that warmth, suffering begins to melt away. But remember this, true freedom comes not from escaping pain, but from learning to hold it with grace. Imagine holding a fragile bird in your hands. You do not crush it with resistance, nor do you drop it in fear. You simply hold it, gently, with care. This is how you must hold your pain, with tenderness, not judgment. In time, you will see that suffering is not your enemy. It is a doorway, one that leads to deeper wisdom and greater compassion. Each moment of sorrow is an invitation to grow stronger, kinder, and more awake to the beauty of life. So, when suffering knocks on your door, do not turn it away. Invite it in, offer it a seat, and listen to what it has to teach you. You may find that, in the end, it has come not to break you, but to set you free. Ah, my dear friend, sit with me for a moment. Let us talk about something as old as the universe itself, karma. You have heard this word before, haven't you? People say, what goes around comes around. But do they truly understand what it means? Karma is not about punishment or reward. It is not about luck or fate. It is the echo of your own actions, returning to you like a sound bouncing off the mountains. Think of a pond, still and silent. When you drop a small stone into it, ripples spread across the surface. One tiny movement, and the whole pond responds. This is karma. Every thought you think, every word you speak, every action you take, each one is a stone dropped into the vast pond of existence. Sooner or later, the ripples come back to you. You may wonder, but Master, why do bad things happen to good people? Why do some who harm others still live in luxury? Ah, this is where patience is needed. Karma does not work like a human clock. It does not always give immediate results. Some ripples take longer to return. Some waves are carried far by the wind before they find their way back. But they always return, my friend. Nothing is ever lost. Many people fear karma. They think it is something to be afraid of, like a shadow following them. But karma is not here to hurt you. It is here to teach you. It is like a mirror, always showing you the reflection of your own deeds. If you plant kindness, you will see kindness grow. If you plant anger, anger will bloom in your life. The choice is always yours. Look at the trees around you. A mango tree will never give you bitter fruit. A thorn bush will never grow sweet apples. Nature does not make mistakes. It simply follows the law. Karma is the same. If you wish to taste the sweet fruit of happiness, then plant the right seeds today. Do not wait for tomorrow. Do not wait for another life. Begin now. Some say, but Master, I have done many wrong things in my past. Is my destiny already written? No, my dear one. You are not trapped. You are not bound by your past mistakes. The river of karma is always flowing, and at any moment, you can change its course. If you have been planting weeds, start planting flowers. If you have been spreading darkness, begin to light candles. The past is a lesson, not a prison. Have you ever seen a farmer? He does not stand in his field crying over the weeds. He simply takes a tool and removes them. Then, he plants good seeds and waits with patience. You must do the same with your life. Pull out the weeds of anger, greed, and fear. Plant the seeds of wisdom, love, and peace. In time, a beautiful garden will grow. Ah, but here's the secret many do not understand. Karma is not only about actions. It is also about thoughts. If your mind is full of worry, that worry will shape your world. If your heart is full of gratitude, your life will shine with joy. The unseen is just as powerful as the seen. What you carry in your mind will one day appear in your reality. And what of forgiveness? Some hold on to pain, thinking that by doing so, they are punishing the one who hurt them. But in truth, they are only punishing themselves. When you release anger, when you let go of resentment, you are not freeing the other person. You are freeing yourself. This, too, is karma. You give peace, and peace returns to you. There is a simple way to understand karma. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Now, smile. Feel how your whole being changes with that simple act. The world has not changed, but your experience of it has. Karma is like this. The energy you send out shapes the energy that returns to you. Some believe karma is only about the past. But no, my friend, karma is being written in this very moment. With each breath, You create it. With each step, you shape it. The future is not a mystery, it is the result of what you choose right now. This is why mindfulness is so important. If you live with awareness, you will not create suffering for yourself. Let us return to the pond, the one where you dropped the stone. Imagine now that the water is calm again. You stand at the edge, holding another stone. This time, you think before you drop it. This time, you choose wisely. This is the path of wisdom, my friend. Not living in fear of karma, but living in understanding of it. You are not powerless. You are not a victim of destiny. You are the painter of your own life. With each thought, with each word, with each action, you hold the brush in your hands. Paint a picture of peace, and peace will surround you. Paint a picture of love, and love will fill your life. Remember this, karma is not punishment, and it is not reward. It is simply the law of balance. When you understand it, you will walk through life with open eyes, with a steady heart, and with a mind free of fear. Then, my dear one, you will know true peace. Mindful living, creating harmony in daily life. Life moves so quickly, doesn't it? One moment, the sun is rising. The next, it is setting. Days pass, then weeks, then years. In all this rushing, tell me, how often do you pause? Truly pause, to feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, to hear the sound of leaves rustling in the breeze, to taste the food you eat, not just swallow it in haste. Most people live as if they are chasing something just beyond their reach, always thinking of the next task, the next goal, the next moment. But what about this moment? Right now, this breath. Can you feel it? The air moving in and out. So simple, yet so essential. Mindful living is not about doing more. It is about being more aware. When you walk, feel the ground beneath your feet. When you speak, hear the sound of your own voice. When you listen, truly listen, not just with your ears, but with your heart. Life becomes richer when you give each moment your full attention. But I know, the mind loves to wander. As you wash the dishes, you think of tomorrow's tasks. As you sit with a loved one, your mind drifts to past regrets or future worries. This is natural, but not unchangeable. Each time you notice your mind drifting, gently bring it back. Not with frustration, no, with kindness. Like guiding a child back to the path when they stray. Now, consider this. Have you ever eaten a meal so quickly that you barely tasted it? Or driven somewhere, only to realize you remember nothing of the journey? This is what happens when life is lived on autopilot. But when you slow down, when you bring your full attention to each moment, even the simplest things become extraordinary. The sweetness of a piece of fruit, the warmth of a cup of tea, the softness of a breeze on your face. Some people think mindfulness is only for quiet moments. But no. Mindfulness belongs everywhere. As you cook, as you work, as you care for others, each task is an opportunity to be present. Even folding laundry can become a meditation if done with full awareness. The fabric in your hands, the rhythm of your breath, the movement of your body. Simple, yet complete. And what of difficult moments? This is where mindfulness truly shows its power. When anger rises, pause. Feel the heat in your chest, the tightness in your jaw. Do not push it away, simply notice. Anger is like a storm, it comes, it goes. But if you watch it with awareness, it loses its power. The same is true for sadness, fear, frustration. All are visitors, welcome them, learn from them, then let them go. Now, let us speak of relationships. When you are with someone, be with them fully. Listen without waiting to speak. Look into their eyes, not at your phone. Feel their presence, their energy. In this way, every conversation becomes more meaningful. Every moment shared becomes a gift. But some will say, I am too busy for this. My life is full of demands, work, family, responsibilities. Yes, life is full, but mindfulness does not require extra time. It only requires your presence. Even in the busiest day, you can pause, take one deep breath, and return to this moment. Just one breath can bring you back to yourself. And as you practice, something begins to change. The mind becomes clear. Stress loses its grip. Small joys become more vivid. You begin to see beauty in places you never noticed before. A drop of rain on a leaf, the laughter of a child, the sound of your own heartbeat. Life itself becomes your meditation. Do you see now? Mindful living is not about escaping life. It is about entering it fully. Each moment is a doorway to peace, if only you step through. And so, I ask you, as you leave this moment and return to your day, will you remember? Will you slow down, even for a moment, and simply be? Yes. I see the answer in your eyes. The journey continues, one mindful step at a time. Detaching from ego, the road to self-realization. Ah, so you have come this far. Good. Now, let us talk about something that hides deep within you, something that shapes your thoughts, your actions, and your feelings, yet you cannot see it. This is what we call the ego. The ego is like a mask. It whispers, I am separate from others. I must prove my worth. I must control my world. But this mask is heavy, and carrying it makes life harder than it needs to be. Imagine holding a stone tightly in your hand. The longer you grip it, the more your hand aches. Yet, you hesitate to let it go, fearing you might lose something important. But what do you truly lose when you release the stone? Only the pain of holding on. The ego is the same. It clings to the idea of me and mine. It says, this is my success, my reputation, my pride. But this attachment creates suffering. Why? Because life is always changing. What you own today may be gone tomorrow. Praise can turn into criticism. Success can fade into failure. And if your sense of self depends on these things, you will always feel uncertain, always afraid of losing what you think defines you. But listen closely. There is a deeper truth. You are not your ego. Beneath the mask of pride and fear, there is a part of you that is calm, open, and free. This is your true self. When you detach from the need to prove your worth, you discover a peace that does not depend on what others think or what you achieve. Think of the sky. No matter how many clouds pass by, dark or light, the sky itself remains untouched. In the same way, your true self is untouched by the ups and downs of life. The ego reacts to every cloud, but your true self watches calmly, knowing the clouds will pass. You may wonder, how can I let go of my ego? The answer is simple, though not always easy. First, notice when your ego speaks. When you feel the need to be right, to win, or to impress others, pause. Ask yourself, why do I need this? What am I afraid of losing? Most of the time, you will find that your fear is only an illusion, like a shadow that disappears when you shine a light on it. Second, practice humility. Humility does not mean thinking less of yourself. It means realizing that you are no more and no less important than anyone else. Imagine a drop of water in the ocean. Alone, it may seem small, but when it merges with the ocean, it becomes part of something vast and powerful. In the same way, when you let go of your ego, you become connected to the world around you, not as a separate self, but as a part of life itself. Third, learn to accept what you cannot control. The ego wants to shape the world according to its desires. It clings to the past and worries about the future. But life does not follow our commands. When you accept this, you free yourself from the frustration of trying to control what cannot be controlled. It is like trying to hold the wind in your hands. You cannot. But you can feel its touch and move with its flow. Now, you may ask, if I let go of my ego, will I lose my identity? No. Letting go of your ego does not mean losing yourself. It means finding your true self. The ego is like a mask worn out of fear. But beneath that mask is a face that is free to smile without fear of judgment, free to love without expecting anything in return, free to live without the constant need to prove its worth. Imagine walking through a forest. The ego is like a heavy backpack filled with stones, stones of pride, fear, and desire. Each step is harder because of this weight. But the moment you set the backpack down, how light you feel. You move freely, noticing the beauty around you, the sound of leaves, the warmth of the sun, the softness of the earth. Life becomes richer because you are no longer focused on the weight you carry. This freedom is available to you, right now. You do not need to wait for perfect conditions. You do not need to become someone else. Simply notice when your ego speaks, and choose not to listen. With time, its voice will grow quieter. And in that silence, you will hear something else, the gentle, steady voice of your true self, reminding you that you are already enough, just as you are. Do not rush this journey. Let each moment teach you. When someone criticizes you, ask yourself, is this my true self that feels hurt? Or is it my ego clinging to pride? When you feel jealous of another's success, ask, what am I afraid of losing? Each question is a key, unlocking the chains that ego has placed around your heart. Remember, the path to self-realization is not about becoming someone special. It is about realizing that you do not need to be special to be whole. When you let go of the need to prove your worth, you discover a deeper strength, a strength that comes from simply being who you are. And so, take the step. Begin to notice the weight of your ego. Feel its grip. And then, slowly, gently, let it go. As you do, you will discover something that was always there. A quiet, steady peace that does not depend on praise or success. A freedom that no one can take from you. This is the road to self-realization. Walk it with an open heart, and you will see the world is far more beautiful when you are no longer carrying the weight of who you think you should be. The path of wisdom, seeing life clearly. Ah, so you have come this far. Good. Sit with me a moment, and let us talk about wisdom, true wisdom, the kind that clears your mind and opens your heart. Do you know why life feels confusing sometimes? It is because the mind sees only what it wants to see. It clings to desires, fears, and memories, like clouds covering the sky. But wisdom is like the wind. It clears the clouds away so you can see the sky as it truly is, vast, open, and free. Many people search for answers outside themselves. They chase success, love, and approval, thinking these will bring peace. But true wisdom is found within. It begins the moment you stop running and simply look at life as it is, without judgment. Imagine standing by a calm lake. When the water is still, you can see your reflection clearly. But if you throw stones of worry, anger, or desire into the water, the ripples distort your reflection. Wisdom is learning to stop throwing stones. It is knowing that clarity comes not from controlling life, but from allowing it to be as it is. This does not mean you stop caring. No, wisdom is not cold or distant. It is warm and compassionate. It understands that all beings suffer in their own way. So when you see someone struggling, wisdom guides you to help, not because you expect something in return, but simply because kindness is the natural response of a clear heart. Now, listen carefully. Wisdom is not about knowing everything. It is about seeing things as they are. A wise person does not say, "This should not be happening." Instead, they ask, "What can I learn from this?" They know that every challenge holds a lesson, and every moment, good or bad, is a teacher. Think of a tree in winter. Its branches are bare, and the world around it is cold and harsh. Yet the tree does not resist. It stands quietly, knowing that spring will come. In the same way, wisdom teaches us to endure life's winters with patience, knowing that warmth and light will return. But wisdom is not only about enduring, it is also about seeing beauty in the present moment. Look around you. Even in difficult times, there is beauty, the laughter of a child, the warmth of the sun on your face, the kindness of a stranger. When your mind is clear, you notice these things. And when you notice them, your heart feels lighter. Now, some may wonder, how do I find this wisdom? The path is simple, but not always easy. It begins with silence. Take time each day to sit quietly, without distraction. Listen to your breath, feel your heartbeat, and let your thoughts come and go like leaves floating down a stream. In this stillness, wisdom begins to grow. You see, wisdom cannot be forced. It arises naturally when you let go of judgment and simply observe. When you see a flower, you do not demand that it bloom faster. You simply admire its beauty as it is. Treat yourself the same way. Be patient with your mind, and wisdom will blossom in its own time. But remember, wisdom is not something you keep for yourself. It is meant to be shared. When you see life clearly, you become a light for others. Your calm presence brings peace to those around you. Your kind words ease their suffering. And your actions, guided by wisdom, create a ripple of goodness that spreads far and wide. Do not think that wisdom is only for the old or the learned. It is available to everyone, young or old, rich or poor. All it takes is a willing heart and an open mind. So do not wait. Begin now. With each breath, let go of fear and confusion. With each step, walk the path of understanding. And with each moment, see life as it truly is, beautiful and perfect and full of wonder. And one more thing. Do not be discouraged if the path seems long. Even the tallest mountain is climbed one step at a time. Each moment of awareness, each act of kindness, and each lesson learned is a step toward wisdom. So trust the journey. Walk it with patience, with courage, and with an open heart. And remember, wisdom is not a destination. It is a way of seeing, a way of being, and a way of living. When you walk this path, life becomes clearer, your heart becomes lighter, and the world around you begins to shine with a beauty you never noticed before. Now go, and see life clearly. The path is yours to walk, embracing imperfection, finding beauty in every moment. Do you hear that? The soft whisper of the wind, the distant hum of life all around you. Even now, the world is alive with beauty. Yet, how often do we miss it, lost in the chase for perfection, trapped in thoughts of how things should be? Imagine a potter shaping a bowl from clay. His hands move with care, but a small crack appears. Most would see this as a flaw. But the wise potter smiles, for he knows this imperfection gives the bowl its character. Without it, the bowl would be ordinary. So it is with life. Many people strive to make everything perfect, their work, their relationships, even themselves. But this pursuit brings only frustration, for perfection is an illusion. Look closely, and you will see, it is the cracks and rough edges that make life real and beautiful. Take a flower in bloom. Its petals may be uneven, its colors not perfectly balanced. Yet, does this make the flower any less lovely? No. Its beauty lies in its natural form, just as yours does. You are not here to be perfect. You are here to be you. But this is not always easy to accept. The mind clings to its idea of how things should be. If only I were smarter, if only I were more successful, if only my past had been different. On and on, the mind searches for a life without flaws. But in chasing this dream, you miss the life that is right here, perfect in its imperfection. Now, pause for a moment. Breathe in and out. Feel the air as it touches your skin. Notice the rise and fall of your breath. In this simple act, there is no need to be more or less than you are. You are enough, just as you are. Think of a river flowing through the mountains. Its path is not straight. It twists and turns, shaped by rocks and earth. Yet, these obstacles do not stop the river. They guide its flow, making its journey more beautiful. Your challenges, your mistakes, they are not barriers. They are part of what shapes your life's path. When you learn to embrace your imperfections, a great weight is lifted. You no longer need to hide or pretend. You can live with open hands, accepting yourself and others as they are. And in this acceptance, you find freedom. But remember, embracing imperfection does not mean giving up on growth. A tree does not stop growing because its branches are uneven. It simply continues to reach for the sun, imperfect and yet complete. So, too, can you grow without the burden of needing to be flawless. This wisdom extends beyond yourself. When you stop judging your own imperfections, you naturally become more compassionate toward others. Their flaws no longer seem like faults. They become part of what makes them human. And in seeing their humanity, you strengthen the bond that connects us all. And what are the mistakes you have made? Do not carry them like stones in your heart. Each mistake is a lesson, a teacher guiding you toward greater understanding. To regret the past is to deny its gift. Instead, bow to your mistakes with gratitude, for they have helped shape the person you are today. Even the most broken moments hold beauty if you have the eyes to see it. Consider the art of kintsugi, where broken pottery is repaired with gold. The cracks are not hidden, they are celebrated, turning the object into something even more precious. So it is with your life. Your scars, your hardships, they are not signs of failure. They are the gold that gives your story its unique beauty. So, I ask you now, can you look at your life, with all its imperfections, and see its beauty? Can you let go of the need to be perfect and simply be present with what is? In this moment, there is nothing you need to fix, nothing you need to change. Simply breathe, and know that you are whole, just as you are. This is the heart of the path, not to escape life's imperfections, but to embrace them fully. For in doing so, you discover a deeper peace, a peace that does not depend on things being perfect, but arises from accepting life exactly as it is. Now go, and live with an open heart. Let your imperfections shine like gold, and walk your path with courage and grace. The world is waiting, and it needs your light, just as you are. The infinite path, wisdom beyond enlightenment. So you wish to know what lies beyond enlightenment. Listen closely, for this is a path without end. Many believe that enlightenment is the final destination, a place where all suffering disappears. But this is only a doorway, not the end of the journey. Imagine climbing a great mountain. Step by step, you rise above the world, leaving behind the noise and confusion. When you reach the peak, you see the world as it truly is, vast, interconnected, and full of wonder. Yet, as you stand there, you realize the sky stretches endlessly above you. There is no limit to how far you can go. So it is with wisdom. Enlightenment is not a finish line. It is the moment you awaken to the truth that life itself is the path. Each day, each breath, each encounter holds a lesson, if you are willing to see it. The journey continues because the world is always changing, and so are you. Some may ask, if I have found peace, why must I keep going? Because true wisdom is not meant to be kept. It must flow like a river, nourishing all it touches. When you awaken, your presence becomes a light for others. But if you stop growing, that light begins to fade. Do not think this path is only for the chosen few. No, every heart holds the seed of infinite wisdom. But like a seed, it must be nurtured, with patience, with practice, with compassion. The more you cultivate this wisdom, the more your life becomes a gift to the world. Now, you may wonder, What more is there to learn beyond enlightenment? The answer is simple: everything. For the more you know, the more you realize how little you understand. True wisdom is humble. It does not seek to prove itself. It listens. It observes. And in that quiet awareness, it grows deeper and deeper, without end. Think of a candle lighting another candle. Its flame does not diminish, it multiplies. So too, when you share your wisdom, you do not lose it. Instead, it becomes stronger, spreading from heart to heart, mind to mind. In this way, your journey becomes part of something greater, a river of wisdom flowing through time. But beware, the path beyond enlightenment is not without challenges. Pride can creep in, whispering, "You have reached the highest point." Doubt may say, "There is nothing more to learn." Yet, the greatest obstacle is the belief that you are separate from others. True wisdom dissolves this illusion. It shows you that every being is a reflection of yourself. So, what does it mean to walk this infinite path? It means living each moment with awareness. It means meeting every person with compassion. It means embracing both joy and sorrow, knowing that each has its purpose. And above all, it means letting go, again and again, of everything that holds you back. Do not cling to your achievements. Do not fear your mistakes. For the path is not a straight line. It twists and turns, rises and falls. Sometimes you will stumble. Sometimes you will feel lost. But remember, each step, no matter how small, carries you forward. And here is the greatest secret of all. The path is infinite not because there is more to reach, but because each moment holds the whole of life. When you are fully present, when your heart is open and your mind is still, you touch the infinite in the simplest of things: the warmth of the sun, the laughter of a child, the sound of the wind through the trees. In these moments, you understand, you are already home. And so, as you continue your journey, do not seek to escape the world. Live fully within it. Be the calm in the storm, the light in the darkness. Let your presence be a reminder that peace is possible, that wisdom is within reach, and that the path never truly ends, because the path is life itself. Now, step forward with courage. The infinite awaits.